You know, I am not a country boy at all. Not a country music fan at all.
Says the one who suggested one for a song review thingamabobber.
Yeah, I know. I was hoping that'd be the only time we talk about a country
Yeah,
song.
and now you're talking about this one, and you brought this one up. I didn't even bring this one up.
I know.
I
Well,
think I'm seeing a different side to you.
but people keep doing stupid stuff. I might have to
Always.
become a country person just because of how
I'm a
stupid all
country
of it
boy.
is.
Paul's becoming a country boy.
Yeah, exactly.
One of them good old boys.
Yeah, exactly. So, what anyways, welcome this week to Use Your Words. Paul joined with Aaron once again. Wow. What a great face to welcome people on.
Hi.
Just imagine people are watching you right now.
I'm just on my best behavior.
Sure. Okay. Anyways, so a country song has apparently angered a few people somehow. I don't know how, but we'll talk about that a little bit. So it's Jason Aldean.
Aldean.
Aldean, is that how you say it? Aldean?
Aldean. Jason Aldean.
Jason Aldean, his song "Try That in a Small Town."
It's hit number 1 on whatever charts.
Well, it hit number 1, yeah, because of the controversy.
Yes.
So
Otherwise.
so, like, before the controversy, it had, like, maybe 500,000 plays,
Ooh.
and that was it. Mm, and this song has been out since May.
Oh.
So, it's been out for a while, and just recently started
Wow.
becoming, "Oh, we have to be a controversy about it." It's like, okay.
Great.
So
Why?
what?
Why?
What do you mean, why?
I don't understand. It's
What
been
don't you
out for this long and just now it's getting attention.
Yeah, exactly. So the reason it got attention was it was pulled from country music television's rotation,
Oh, I didn't even
CMT.
realize. Okay. All
So
right.
the video itself was pulled from this is what started the whole thing, and everything. Uh, because they said, all these things about it. We'll get into that in a second. But essentially, the video was pulled from CMT. And after it was pulled from CMT, all of a sudden it became really popular. And it's not exactly the best song in the world.
No.
Okay.
No.
So here's what we're going to do. All right.
Are we gonna listen to it?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm going to read the lyrics and I
Oh,
want you to stop me when we get to one of a couple things. The first time where it's racist,
okay.
the first time where it talks about lynching,
Okay.
the first time where it talks about a sunset town.
Got it.
And do you know what a sunset town is?
Yes.
What's a sunset town?
You already told me about it. That's why.
Okay. So what's a sunset town?
Uh, a t- we
Or
said,
sundown town, sunset town, yes.
yeah,
Yeah. What
a
is it?
town where certain people could only be there and be safe, per se, while the sun was up. As soon as it went down, it could be dangerous for said people.
Yeah, exactly. So, it basically colored people had to leave the town by sundown.
How dare you say that?
Yep.
That will be better you than me, though. So,
Apparently, there were entire sundown counties as well as sundown suburbs.
probably even sundown states. Shoot.
And it was not restricted to the South either. It was up in New Jersey as
Really?
well, even.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Northern states were described as equally inhospitable to black travelers until at least the early 1960s.
Jeez.
So, okay,
That's crazy.
quick story time.
Okay.
You're like, story
Story
time.
time.
So, sad and happy
Oh,
story all at
wait.
the same
Oh, dang.
time. You're like, oh,
Not good story time.
so this would have been 1997, November. Uh,
I
why are you laughing?
was a baby.
Yeah, I know. We were going on a trip to Disney World down in Florida. with my dad, his last trip. Okay. And we were driving on the way down and we are driving through Georgia. Good old,
Good old Georgia.
good old Georgia, right?
Yeah.
And it was getting pretty late at night in Georgia. And I remember like we were trying to figure out what to do. Like, do we get a hotel, a motel? Do we just sleep in the van? What do we do?
Yeah.
Okay. And some of my family in the van starts getting hysterical because they see a town name. And they're like, we were told if you're not white, you can't go to this town after dark.
What?
I think just them being
Yeah.
whatever. But, I'm 14 at the time. So, yeah, whatever. Right. And so that was kind of like the same deal with, apparently in the olden days, it was a sundown town and they heard rumors it still was a sundown town. And so, like, they forced my uncle, who was, like, almost falling asleep, to drive to the next exit to the next town
Oh
because
my gosh.
he's like, "No, we can't stay
You
here." Da, da, da.
ain't no way.
And they're just getting hysterical about it because he's like, "No, I'm just gonna." And it's not like he was white; he was of Hispanic origin as well. So it wasn't like
Mm,
he was like, "Oh, I don't care because we're white. I'm white. Blah blah blah. I'm just gonna da da." Nope, he was definitely of Hispanic origin as well. So I
nice.
got to see people react to that, you know.
That's crazy.
And the town
That's
where
97.
yeah, the town where my grandma on my dad's side, not my mom's side, my dad's side. My mom's side was down here seeing the town where my dad's side lived until she died, Oil City, Pennsylvania.
Oil City.
It's a town nestled in like a little valley between two mountains.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, nice little town, right? But even then, my mom. So this would have been summer of '97. We went for a visit there, and multiple things happened, but we're not gonna get into all of them.
Ooh.
But one of the things I remember my mom saying is that she didn't feel safe walking around the town
Okay.
because she looked around,
So everybody just like white.
she's like, "They're all white as paper."
Oh, Jesus. She stood out a little bit.
Yep, especially in a
It's
town like that, and it's a small town that's all just
a small town.
I was just like, "Yep." But, those are realities of olden days, and that. So, back to the thing of, I want you to stop me when you hear it as a lyric that says about lynching, that says it's racist, that talks about a sundown town, that talks about anything that might be controversial, that might indicate um, anything
Yeah.
racial at all. Okay.
Okay.
Because I read through the lyrics and I was like, hmm, I don't know.
Yeah. You don't know, huh?
Maybe the whiteness has corrupted my mind. I don't know.
You might have. Yeah,
But I'm
I'll
asking a
fix
white
that.
person. So,
Yeah. I got you.
okay.
I'm young enough.
Oh, okay, I see, you're woke enough. Got
Yeah.
it.
Absolutely.
Alright. So the lyrics, and obviously I'm not gonna repeat, like, all the choruses and all because that gets boring.
Aw.
So, lyrics. Sucker punch somebody on a sidewalk.
That's racist.
Card Okay, we're starting right off. Alright, Aaron calls that racist. How's that racist, sir?
Um, uh, ooh. Maybe actually that actually kind of make me think of a joke that I saw on the social medias where it was a guy robbing a dude and he assumed his race just because he was doing a crime. See, that's where it comes from, right there.
So what you're saying is you're racist,
I didn't make the joke though.
but you're making assumptions based on
Yes, correct. So that's where this all. I mean, yeah, a white dude did it, so of course he's gonna be racist about it. So it started right at the beginning.
Alright, so that's why Aaron thinks it's racist. Got it.
Yeah, not really though.
Okay.
Just
Maybe I can get to next line.
You can continue.
Carjack an old lady at a red light.
Okay.
Pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it's cool. Well, act a fool if you like.
Oh, he's not saying yeah. He's saying yeah. Like you think it's cool.
Yeah, the lyrics is YA.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. You think it's cool.
Well, act like a fool if you like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cuss out a cop, spit in his face,
Mhm.
stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, yeah, think you're tough.
I think you're tough.
I'm sorry, my brain had a tough time with that line. It was like, there's too many Ys.
Yeah, yeah, think you
There shouldn't be that many Ys in a
yeah,
line.
yeah, yeah.
No, my goodness. Well, try that in a small town.
Try
See how far you make it down the road. Around here, we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town. Got a gun that my granddad gave me. They say one day they're gonna round up. Well, that S might fly in the city. Good luck. Try that in a small town. See how far yeah, blah, 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 of course again.
Yeah.
Um, Try that in a small town full of good old boys raised
Full
upright. If you're if you're looking for a fight, try that in a small town, try that in a small town, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road, blah, 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 around here. Yeah, there's isn't much to the song lyric wise.
No, there really isn't, and it's just blech. I don't I don't like this song. The only I don't know, I guess unless if you say you're looking for the only I guess I mean, it's not even doesn't even have to do with lynching, it's just if you're looking for a fight, like, no, come on. I mean, I didn't hear race mentioned once in the song.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything about sunset towns going on. Um, because it doesn't mention anything about the time of day.
What about the lynching? Where's the lynching coming?
Nowhere. Unless you want to try and say it's where they talk about getting in a fight sort of thing, if they want to fight. But, uh, but no. It's just such a dumb song.
It is. It is, but it has gotten so many plays now
I
since it's
can't
risen
believe
to controversy.
how many plays has it gotten now?
I
Is
don't
that on there? Okay.
I was not able to find that myself,
Oh, okay.
but if you can find that, go for it,
It's got 13 million views on YouTube.
which is pretty decent.
Yeah.
And it's interesting if you read like the news articles, oh, you know, across the internet. So, for example, the Los Angeles Times.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
Yeah. Aldean's "Try This in a Small Town" is shameful. Naturally, it's the right song of the summer.
It's the right song of the summer.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
exactly. And if you look, the original headline
Yeah.
was Jason Aldean, "Try This in a Small Town, MAGA Song of the Summer." That was the original headline.
Of course it was. Gotta drag Trump in there somehow.
Jason Aldean already has the most contemptible country song. And I'm like, "Really? It's that controversial?"
Well, of course, but so now looking it's not, it's not the lyrics. It's not the lyrics that, I guess give you that racial problems. It's the video.
You think it's the video, huh?
It's the video.
Okay, so you said it had 13 million views on YouTube?
Uh-huh. That's
Okay.
a music video.
When this article was written on the 19th,
Yeah.
it had 1.8 million views on YouTube.
Wow.
Controversy has been very good for him.
It's made him more money.
On This song was originally released on May 19th. Over on Spotify, when this article was written, on the 19th here of July, it had 3.8 million streams. Can you imagine what that count is up now?
No. Ooh, another 10,000,000, just like the YouTube one? I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know,
Oh,
because
you're just oh, okay.
yeah, I'm just saying because if it had to let me put it this way, if it had that much controversy backing it and all of a sudden that happens, it's up to 7.2 million,
Oh, okay.
but still, that's a decent number of streams. Get it maybe half a penny per stream,
That's a lot of pennies at least.
which just
I'll
turns into a lot of dollars real
I'll
quickly.
give you that. I'll
Yeah.
give you that. But what's I can't remember what the building is because that's is that where is that where like the whole lynching in Sunset Town thing
So
is actually the issue? It's not within the lyrics, it's just the video. Or are some people saying it's literally within the lyrics that they get the thought of lynching?
they don't ever describe it, they just describe it as a lynching song. A pro lynching song is what they say.
Yeah.
So, okay, the courthouse that you're talking about okay, if you watch the music video, which it's available out there, okay, it's essentially the band performing in front of a courthouse, a white courthouse with a bunch of news videos displayed up on the wall of the courthouse. All those videos displayed in the music video or on the wall of the courthouse during the music video, those are all news clips from the Summer of Love, as people call it, uh, aka the summer after George Floyd's death. So those are all the BLM protests and all that and everything that are there, right? And that courthouse is in Tennessee, but that white courthouse is in Tennessee, and apparently there were lynchings there. It's famous for lynchings happening back in 1927 or so.
Lynchings or a lynching?
Uh, Depending on the article you read, it says lynchings. So again, depends on the article. So like New York Post says lynchings.
Okay.
Others have said lynching. I was like, all right, cool.
So we I'm assuming he didn't know that.
Don't know if he did or not.
But then the next question is, would that matter?
Yeah, exactly. How long are we going to assign sins to a building?
What was it? I heard there was something about like that same courthouse that was also used in some Christmas movie.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Probably on the Hallmark Channel
So if it can be used for that aspect, why can't it be used in this one?
because it had footage from the Summer of Love up on it. That's why. Doesn't make it look good.
Oh.
Besides it being called a pro lynching and all that other stuff, it's also was received criticism on social media for being an embrace of vigilantism and for its conspicuous use of a location known to historians on the site of a lynching of an 18-year-old black man in 1927.
Say I could almost get behind the idea of vigilantism. Where he's saying like where it's like I don't recommend you trying that in a small town or whatever and kind of leading to the well, I mean, yeah, leading to the idea of if you try to do something stupid here, we're gonna take care of you, sort of thing.
Mhm.
Which, okay, but you can also do that anywhere, can you not? Well, no, probably can't do that just anywhere. But like, if someone were I mean, if someone were robbing or trying to carjack an old lady,
Yeah.
I could go and try and attempt to stop that, could I not? Perfectly within
Right, and
mm,
so, really what the song's getting at, like, let's say that happened in the middle of a big city, right?
yeah,
More than likely,
people are
people
gonna let it go.
people are gonna let go.
Mhm.
But what happens in a small town, like a
You
small rural
you
town?
you're getting taken care of.
The people of that town are gonna step in and be like, "No,
Yeah,
you do not touch old Granny Swaddlemaker because she makes the best brownies in the market."
yeah, don't lay your hands on her.
Or, "You touch my grandma, I'm gonna touch you." Exactly.
Well, that got weird.
Not supposed to be weird,
I
but
know.
so
Yeah,
a Tennessee lawmaker, right? Justin Jones,
yeah.
he wrote this about the song. As Tennessee lawmakers, we have an obligation to condemn Jason Aldean's heinous song calling for racist violence.
I Where do people get this?
Sheryl Crow, you know Sheryl Crow,
I know the name. I can't put a face to it, but I know the name.
she tweeted, "There's nothing small town or American about promoting violence."
Oh, they can piss off. Oh.
Yep. So they're talking about what?
It's like you can't even say that there's gonna be there's gonna be consequences for your actions because that's violent. Can't have that.
Mhm. But yeah, again, so the song originally was released in May, right? Like I said.
Mhm.
The video itself wasn't released until July 14th, and that's when all the controversy came up.
I wonder who it was that got a hold of it and caused it to just start blowing up.
People just randomly. I saw some clips and yeah, there was some
Because like,
that
wouldn't somebody, like, important have to, like, voice some opinion about this, and then all of their little followers then just be like,
well, Sheryl Crow is kind of
"Oh, well, Cheryl Crow, yeah.
she's kind of I mean,
I gotta look up this person because I can't put a face to her,
oh, you can't?
or no. How do you even spell it?
Really? You're a musician, you don't know how to spell her name?
Music just involves me hitting things.
Sheryl space CROW, like crow like.
Oh, yes.
Alright. So that being said, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna play something. We'll see if this gets flagged on YouTube. If it does get flagged on YouTube, then this will become a YouTube only segment. But Aaron unfortunately won't be able to see it, but he can hear it. Ready? I came across this from a friend last night.
Oh?
I'll share with you the friend off the air who it was. You know them.
Oh, okay.
So and they posted this video and I was like, "Yep." And this is what they wrote above it. Funny how people are upset about Jason Aldean's song, yet WAP and all the songs about committing crimes are totally okay. Make it make sense. And then they posted this video.
So, are we going to talk about the racist dog whistles in Jason Aldean's new song or no? Because this got me fired up. When I tell you there was a visceral response to hearing this song for the first time today, after listening to this song one time, the references that I heard were nods to sundown towns and lynch mobs. He's talking about very stereotypical crimes that you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Black folks. The answer is black folks.
Hey, sweetheart, if you'd listened to the song was talking about all types of different crimes that were being committed in cities, and he said, try that in a small town. We take care of our own around here.
He never mentioned black people once.
If you hear about crimes and you think, he's talking about black people, guess who's the racist? Sometimes I feel like some people take it upon themselves to find the racism everywhere. They find it where it isn't. He was talking about living by law and order and not destroying the community you live in. Also, did you ever stop to think that maybe he and all the rest of America is tired of people protesting and doing ridiculous, destructive things and then not getting punished for it? How many times do you have to watch a video of an old woman get punched in the face on a train in New York? Maybe it's because out here in the country we actually care about one another. And maybe if you people...
What do you mean, you people?
Maybe if you guys actually cared about one another like we do out here in the country and stopped to help one another instead of just pulling out your phones and recording all the time, your cities wouldn't be such crapshoots, and you might actually be proud of the places that you're from.
And that's where the copyright claim is going to come right there. That last little bit.
That little bit.
And by the way, the guy who's talking this whole time, definitely not white. Definitely not white. Definitely has a lot more melanin than I do.
Huh.
You know, and that's why he's going, "Oh, sweetheart."
Oh, sweetheart. For real though. I mean, what he said was just dead on.
But did you hear the leap and bound that she made in the assumptions there? She goes,
for them being black?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she goes, well, these are all stereotypically black crimes. I'm like,
what do you mean?
So sucker punching people, carjacking people, pulling a gun on liquor store owners, cussing out a cop, spitting in their face, stomping on the flag, lighting it up. So you're telling me those are all stereotypically
That's all.
black crimes? That's racist, isn't it?
One might argue that, which I think you would be correct within saying that.
Which makes me think of a quote from Community.
Oh, geez.
Why do you go, oh, geez?
Oh, I need to watch more of that.
I convinced Andy Durst to watch that because of that. Let me pull this up, and if this doesn't get copyright strike, you'll understand why I said it makes me think of Community.
Mhm.
Because, oh my goodness, yes. Give me 1 second here. Hopefully it doesn't get flagged, but because this is a clip that Community, the show themselves, put out on YouTube from their show. And this is immediately what this whole, like, her making those assumptions about the crimes and that they were black people made me think of.
Let me tell you a little secret about me, Troy. Every day on my way to school, I drive through downtown past the courthouse just to get a glimpse of the world that I once ruled. And I just want to jump out of my car, run up the steps, and exploit the legal system for profit. But I can't. I'm locked out of my old kingdom. You're not. You see what I'm saying?
You're saying I could be a lawyer.
I'm saying you're a football player. It's in your blood.
That's racist.
Your soul.
That's racist.
Your eyes.
That's gay.
That's homophobic.
That's black.
That's racist.
Damn.
What on earth?
So that was a conversation between Troy, a former football player in high school, black, and Jeff Winger, a former lawyer who was found out to have a fake degree.
Oh my gosh.
And he was trying to convince Troy to sign up for the community college's football team because he was being blackmailed by the dean with pictures of him that he was going to send out to, all the places where Winger could get a job. That's why in that previous episode I said not even Winger could get you out of that because he was a fake lawyer, but he was really good at his job even with a fake degree. But yeah,
that's incredible.
But yeah, when I heard that, I immediately thought of that little conversation. You're a football player. That's racist.
Racist. Oh my goodness.
It's in your soul. It's racist. It's in your eyes. That's gay. That's black. That's racist. And it ends up being Troy who says the final thing that Winger goes, that's racist. That's just chef's kiss. So all those things just made me keep going back and forth. I was like, oh man, we're living the Jeff Winger Troy conversation right now with this song, where we're making a bunch of assumptions and saying, well, I shouldn't say we, I should say the people who are upset about this.
Yeah.
Are all upset about it and doing that and watching it and going, well, that's because, well, all those crimes are evil. Yeah.
I mean, crime is pretty evil.
So what's interesting is if you watch the news about this, it was interesting. They were interviewing someone about this whole ordeal. And he goes, well, yeah, you got this Jason Aldean. Is it Aldean?
Aldean, yeah.
Aldean. He goes, and he's anti-vaccine, he's anti-mask, he's anti-trans, he's pro-gun, he's pro-running people out of town. I was like, wait, where did you get that all from? this.
Yeah.
And their claim in the news in the interview is that by playing clips of the protests after George Floyd's death, that promotes gun violence.
Wait, what?
That was me basically taking what he said in that interview. He said by taking clips from the protest after George Floyd's death, that promotes gun violence.
Why? Why?
Which is why I wrote the note that the video uses nothing but news footage through the entire thing. They didn't make like all these little fake protests up. They used news footage from the Summer of Love, and then the only thing that was video new was them in front of the courthouse. That was
Right.
it. So I'm like, have we split too far, you know, politically these days? Because it's just getting ridiculous.
Oh, yes.
Because and what was funny is there was another news interview or news segment I was watching, and they were talking about, well, because in the video they were showing clips of like people burning the American flag and all that and everything, and they're like, well, that's free speech. They should be allowed to do that. Da 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 da. I'm like, so then why are you getting all upset about this video?
This one. Because it can. And it'll get attention, but obviously it's been doing more good for Jason than anything.
Yeah, exactly.
So out of your outrage, you're actually doing the man a favor.
That's part of me goes, was this manufactured?
Oh, think
Y-
so?
I mean, I, I didn't even know this artist before then.
Okay. I'm gonna give you some grace, okay? Because you're not a country boy, and neither am I, but I knew Jason Aldean.
Yeah, no, I had no idea who this person was at all.
Hmm. I
What?
it does it boggles my mind though how it's like, oh, this is so violent. But then if you look at so much other music, it's so much worse.
Yep. I think
It's
I think the reason is because it highlights, again, sarcastically, I call it the summer of love, like everyone else does. We call it sarcastically summer of love. It highlights the hypocrisy of that. I think that's a reason why a lot of people are upset about it
yeah.
because they have all this news footage of all this time when all these riots were happening, all this death and destruction was occurring. Trying to remember who coined the term "summer of love." So I forgot who did, but
I thought it was someone from Seattle or the state Washington state.
I don't remember. But they might have coined it that as, like them being serious. But I forgot the commentator who coined it and being sarcastic about it. But yeah, it was entertaining. Uh, Regardless, so I want you to hear the news report
Okay.
interview in their own words on this because it's just fantastic.
He's been anti-vaccine, anti-masking, and anti-trans, and now pro-guns, pro-running people out of town.
But industry experts say don't expect an apology.
This kind of mean-spirited song and video has been rapidly applauded by a lot of his fans, and if he apologizes for that, they'll say he backed down.
Although it's been pulled from CMT, the video for Try That in a Small Town is now trending online. The song is still playing on radio stations nationwide.
So
Yeah.
it's like people are surprised by this. I guess I wish people would go listen to actual like radio stations because one, not all radio stations are censored. So if you find an uncensored radio station, especially if it has, I mean, I had to more so like some like the rap style of music.
Yeah.
That stuff is horrendous.
Mm-hmm.
What was this stupid? Wasn't it a Lizzo song or something where it made like mention of like that one the one girl who like chopped her boyfriend's like wiener off? That's fine. That's not violent, is it?
Apparently not, because obviously it must have been done against a white guy, so therefore he deserved it. So therefore it's not violence. So there was a channel I found last night. It's a group of 4 black guys, right? They
Mhm.
heard about the controversy around the song and how it was anti-lynching and all that, so they decided to watch it.
Mhm.
And they got, like, halfway through the song, they're like, "Really? This is it? This is the controversy?"
Yeah.
And it just was like, "Yeah, that was it." So the channel is, Cartier Family.
Hmm.
So, like, you just see them watching, and it's like, "Really? That's it? That's the controversy?"
It's because they're Uncle Tom's.
Oh my goodness. Did you just say that? Did you really just say that?
Yeah. What? That's what the people are called.
I know,
Okay. It's
but
like,
I don't think you can say it because you're white.
wait, really?
That seems to be the case about everything. It's like everything is like, "Oh, because you're white, you can't say that." Here, let's,
Wait,
listen.
I can't say that. What's wrong with that one?
Here,
I'm so
let's listen
confused.
to the Cartier Family.
They really trying to cancel this shit. Is really making me more hot.
That's all.
You shouldn't told me that. Now I'm getting more pissed.
I mean, it's been pretty viral right now. Everybody's talking about it.
Man, I ain't been on the internet like
This is
that.
hard. I like it.
I told you I was bumping. It's a good song, bro. He pretty much saying don't do all that crazy stuff in the spot. What's so bad? See, I think y'all tough. Come try it over here, boy.
Yeah. If you cancel this song, that's
something's wrong with you.
I'm tired of that woke crap, man. Soft.
Well, they trying to say he's being racist.
No. They're trying to say he's promoting violence, but low key,
He talking against it.
he's kind of. Are they reversing you on him? Like, cause he's talking about don't do violence, kind of.
He said y'all do that here. We take care of ours around here.
Try that in the small thing. I don't know, man.
That is insane, bro. They really put back in blood.
And then, I'm not even gonna play this, but then they start playing like a rap song. They're like, "Yeah, compared to this."
Yeah, for real though.
Which is why I'm
holy
like,
crap. Yeah, I didn't even realize that was I guess it's labeled an offensive term. Oh, interesting.
Oh, the Uncle Tom thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I guess I have to be careful, especially after seeing I mean, granted they say all of, I guess, well, I shouldn't say all of them, but was the conservative, the Hodge twins dudes, because that's what they say they're called all the time. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, cool. Oh, apparently it's offensive. Oops. It's only offensive.
Just like
So
I can say
stupid.
certain words
So
regarding Mexicans that if you said them,
I would be in trouble for.
yeah.
Gosh. Yeah, I didn't realize that was actually. I didn't realize
Oh,
that
yeah.
was directed towards black people. Holy crap!
You didn't.
Oh, I'm okay now. I had to give myself a history lesson.
How? Really? One would be afraid that you would actually like write a song with lyrics and not realize it's that. Wow. How did you not know?
It's been a long time since I've been in a history class, you know.
All right, I want you to listen to this because
Okay.
I had listened to this at one point, and you do too.
And unfortunately, this became the #1 song on US iTunes. We have a problem in this country about race, and the biggest problem is we refuse to admit that it exists.
Well, don't you think that a
that's
lot
the
of
biggest
a lot
problem.
of this
That's
city,
part of it,
small
yeah.
town businesses, race is about race? The cities have more
Yes,
black
of course
people than
it
the
is.
small
Well,
towns.
I can't.
Oh, The View is just the biggest pile of it's it's a dumpster fire, man.
Well, that's being convenient. That's being nice about it.
Yeah.
Here. Ready for the next clip?
As we go on, roll the clip.
Listen, there are lyrics in the song, and I think, he talks about life in a small town, and it's different, and he shows these images. He's got folks from the Black Lives Matter movement, and he's talking about people taking care of each other. And I find it so interesting that never occurred to Jason or the writers that that's what these folks were doing.
Oh my gosh. That's got to be recent, right?
What, this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does she not already know that the whole Black Lives Matter thing was a big load of crap? At least for the people that were in charge of it?
Oh, I'm sure she knows, but probably doesn't care at the same time. All right, ready for the next part?
Their town, because they didn't like what they saw. Just
hold on, I can't. Lord Jesus.
So this is from Officer Tatum.
Okay.
That's where he's going. Hold on. He's like, stop.
care of each other in small towns. We do the same thing in big towns. You just have to realize that when you make it about Black Lives Matter.
No, you don't do the same thing in big towns. Look at all the people that get assaulted on like subways and that all the time. We look at the Marine who was just arrested recently because
but no, that guy that he choked out though, he liked to entertain people and dance like Michael Jackson and
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know if you entertain people, you're automatically immune to everything.
yes. Actually, yeah, it's part of like an entertainer's rights sort of thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's kill all the entertainers.
Get out of my house. Shoot.
Is that why they're not going after Epstein's clients?
Oofda.
What was that noise?
To go back in the subway, was it on a subway?
Yeah.
Wasn't some chick literally like raped?
And people recorded
and just watched it happen.
Yeah, so people don't take care of each other in a big town.
Get in the real world, Whoopi.
All right, ready?
People kind of say, well, are you talking about black people? What are you talking about here?
He didn't say no.
Yeah, it gets into it and just keeps going.
I'm actually not going to give.
All right, it's going to get.
I'm not going to give what? Not going to give Jason the time of your day.
You do agree that he should be allowed to say whatever he wants.
Because as a lawyer, when I put my legal hat on, I don't believe in censorship. Right. However, this man is from Macon, Georgia. My father's from Augusta, Georgia, and Macon, Georgia. I spent many summers there. Yeah, both. I spent many summers there. It is one of the most racist places in this country.
You know how.
She's just making assumptions. She goes, "Oh, because he's from there, he's racist." Of course, right?
About what that imagery meant and what he. So I don't give him the benefit.
But I'm saying, along with him, more people should also.
So yeah, you can hear what The View is saying about it there too. It's just.
Well, The View almost never has anything good to say.
Yeah, I know, but it's just entertaining because a lot of people will listen to The View.
Is that the only? Part of me wants to hope that the only reason The View is still running is because it's a massive joke and it's just great material to make fun of.
And then we've all been part of the joke and we're all in on it. Yeah, probably not. They probably make them enough money. Because if they have someone like Whoopi Goldberg where they have to pay a decent amount of money on it, they have to be making money.
But that's us saying that's what's getting them the money is because people want to keep them there because they're just so dumb.
Yep.
And it's great to make fun of them. Well,
So I find it funny because they say this Jason Aldean, right, that he's promoting gun violence and all that through this song and this video, right?
Yeah, because his granddad gave him a gun.
Yeah. You remember the Las Vegas shooting?
Oh, I remember that one.
Who was on the stage at the time when the shooting occurred?
Was it
It was
Jason Aldean?
Yes, it was.
Goes hand in hand. He's a violent man.
All right. So so it's not like he's never been immune to seeing the catastrophe that gun violence could occur.
Well, he probably was a part of setting that up.
Wow. Okay.
There's the twist for you.
Well, conspiracy theorist Aaron just gave us the answer to everything.
We need to investigate this. No, please don't. Oh gosh, I have comments. Oh boy.
Oh, you have comments.
So that'll get investigated better than the cocaine in the White House did.
The FBI is already on their way here.
Shoot. They're tapped into this right now. Oh.
They're tapped into everything electronic. What are you talking about?
Gosh, dang it. Sorry, Paul. I didn't mean to ruin your life.
So, 4 days ago,
yeah,
Jason Aldean released a statement on Twitter.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and read it.
Okay.
Because I'm like, what the
I
heck?
hope he apologized. He better have apologized for his awful song.
In the past 24 hours, I have been accused of releasing a pro-lynching song, a song that has been out since May, and was subject to the comparison that I, direct quote, was not too pleased with the nationwide BLM protest. These references are not only meritless, but dangerous. There is not a single lyric in the song that references race or points to it. And there isn't a single video clip that isn't real news footage. And while I can try and respect others to have their own interpretation of a song with music, this one goes too far. As so many pointed out, I was present at Route 91 where so many lost their lives. And our community recently suffered another heartbreaking tragedy. No one, including me, wants to continue to see senseless headlines or families ripped apart. Try that in a small town for me refers to the feeling of a community that I had growing up, where we took care of our neighbors regardless of differences of background or belief, because they were our neighbors, and that was above any difference. My political views have never been something I've hidden from, and I know that a lot of us in this country don't agree on how we get back to a sense of normalcy, where we go at least a day without a headline that keeps us up at night. But the desire for it, that's what this song is about. So, two comments on this.
Mm-hmm.
One, a news article states, Jason didn't actually even write the lyrics to this song. Someone else wrote them.
I guess there's no real surprise to that.
The singer is not credited as a writer for the song, as has been the case for most of his 27 hit singles.
Wow.
Yep.
So he's just the voice behind it.
Yep, exactly. So I was like, first off, there's that one. So people are like, oh, yeah. You realize he didn't even write it. So he just sings it. Okay. Secondly, something in there was very interesting because it reminded me of something. Because they were our neighbors, and that was above any differences. Sounds very familiar to me.
Does?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not quoted directly that way, but we're given multiple stories in the New Testament.
Okay, I wasn't sure where you're going to go with this. Okay.
Where stuff like that. You have, where the Samaritan's on the road and, he needs lodging and he gets put up, even though there's great differences between him and the person who put him up. You have Jesus and the woman at the well, great differences between him and her people, let's say, because they were on the mountain and that's where they believed they should worship and all these different things. And we get this concept in the New Testament in the command even to love our neighbor as ourselves. And our neighbor, people go, well, who's our neighbor? Who's our neighbor? Who's our neighbor? Who's our neighbor? the reality is the neighbor is not the person that's just next door to you physically, house-wise, or me apartment-wise.
It's your fellow man.
Exactly. We can take care of each other even though we may not agree on things. And that's the important part. And if you're out there going, we need to cancel him, we need to do this, do this, do this because he doesn't agree with us, then maybe it's not the people like Jason that are the problem. Maybe it's you. Maybe you're the ones causing the controversy, the stir ups, the division. Maybe you're the ones preventing reconciliation from happening. Maybe you're the ones that are causing us further harm and divide in this country and in this world. Instead of recognizing that that person is your neighbor and helping them, regardless of how they voted, regardless of what their political signs are, their shirts that they're wearing, the music they listen to, or anything else like that, that you can characterize and divide on based on someone's immutable or mutable characteristics. It is time that we stop acting like the people that sit there and record as a woman gets raped in the subway. And we act more like we do live in a small town where we recognize that people are our neighbors and we got them regardless of who's committing the crime. And don't be stereotypical on assuming that just because someone's doing carjacking that they're automatically they have a certain amount of melanin in their skin.
Yeah.
That to that lady who was in that other video is racist. Assigning attributes to someone based on the melanin in their skin is racist. Whether that's too little, too much, or just the same amount as you. And we need to stop that. We need to get back to that small town thing. I am not a country fan at all. This song, honestly, kind of not the best song in the world. Go listen to it if you want. I'm not going to tell you to listen, that you have to listen to it or not. But it musically, it's simple. Lyrically, it's simple. But
it's not a
it's not a high quality.
No.
And I think the only reason it's getting so many plays is because people are throwing temper tantrums because it hits them in the feels and makes them upset. Because how dare we use footage from the Summer of Love to show that there is chaos and community in this world. And to that lady on The View who goes, "Oh, I'm putting my lawyer hat on, blah, blah, blah." You know what? There is this thing in the United States that makes us so wonderful here called freedom of speech. And that's the thing that we need to continue to fight for, where we disagree with the person's ability to say what we like or not. The fact that they get the right to say it is great. And we should never, ever, ever take that away from someone. Just because we go, well, it defends my fifis. I don't care.
The what now?
Oh, you never heard that term?
No.
Oh, yeah. Fifis, feelings.
It's a new one.
But yeah, so that's what I have to say on try that in a small town.
Try that in a small town.
Do you have any final comments, wordings, statements, blabberings, stories, meanderings, tangents?
So, I mean, if we could only just be what, for those that are like outraged by the song, if everybody could just be like them, then we wouldn't have problems anymore. So, whatever. Just go about life your own way. It's fine. Just forget about everybody else. They can suffer their own things as long as you're okay. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I hope you're being facetious.
Oh, absolutely.
Because otherwise we're going to have a conversation.
I am the problem.
No comment there.
Dang it.
Any final comments? So seriously,
it is wild to me and how uh, I don't understand why this became such a big thing. It is just so stupid. Is it again? I've never known anything about Jason Aldean.
Mhm.
I'm gonna guess because of the outrage that's been given. I mean, he's a conservative dude,
Yes, he
probably,
is.
and he's white, so he's got that going very much against him too.
Yep.
Oh, that's so silly to me. But for getting that, now knowing that he didn't even write the song, probably a lot of people don't even know that. Well, they can't know that.
Yeah, a lot of people probably don't know that, and they're just like, "Oh, he's so evil." But yeah,
Yes, I wish people would put actual effort into stopping things that are actually terrible versus being outraged about stupid stuff like this. I mean, for no, let me be clear. It's just an example. All music has its crap to it, but
yeah,
for whatever reason, it seems to be a lot more popular in the rap genre. But with all like gang violence stuff and just the gang lifestyle, and it's like if you could put a stop to that stuff, things would be a lot better, especially for those communities that suffer from gang violence.
mhm,
But there's no outrage about that. We're just some dumb Americans. Golly.
wow,
It sucks. I guess America's not the only dumb ones. There's dumb people all over the world, but it's just like it just seems like it's a special thing in America recently. With just I don't know what it is.
yeah,
But like I think of that good old Green Day song American Idiot, and I'm just like, yeah, we kind of are.
yeah. With that, we are. That we are.
But this is the thing where it's like, especially man, thinking about the view, it is so easy to get outraged and just think of how dumb some of the stuff people are like some of the things that people are saying. Because it's like you can't talk to them. You can't try and give them this like other point of view, or you can't say, "Well, race was never mentioned. Why are you bringing that into it?" It's like you can't have that conversation with some of those people because it's not gonna click. But it's like, how do you? I don't know. I guess hopefully you can have that conversation with more people. And that's the thing too. It's like it's so easy to get worked up. And that is an important thing about having a conversation is to not let yourself get so emotional.
Yep.
And just it's the reaction. Don't have, I guess, like bad reactions towards what people are saying. You gotta take it in and be like, well, this is what I think. And I guess have a good discussion on it, which I am terrible at.
Well, we got to get you better at it.
No.
Yep.
I don't want to be. I'm just kidding. But
anything else?
No, I'm just gonna second what you said.
I
mean,
figured.
it would be it would it I wish we could have more of that small town like care for one another for sure. Where it's actually you want to I'm just thinking around here in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all pretty darn nice to one another. Especially my neighbor across the street. He's an awesome dude. And it's like we love to help each other out when we get the chance to. Or if someone asks for help on something, or like if he needs a ride somewhere, it's like, why, why is it so hard just to help one another? I don't know. We need to get better at it.
All right.
Gosh dang it.
Aaron's words of wisdom of the week.
No.
We got to get better at it.
We got to get better at this loving one another thing.
Yep. I can't agree more.
Ugh.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us on this week's episode of User Boards Podcast. We'll catch you later, and I'll leave Aaron here with his wonderful face for you.